Hi everybody, it's been a while. Sorry my nose is runny. Um, I just came on here because I ended up folding because circumstances um wouldn't wouldn't turn in my there was just no way I could get around. Um, I'm sorry, hang on. Okay, I'm back. I had to take care of my runny nose. But I just I kind of I'm happy, but yet I'm stressing. I'm stressing a lot right now. Um, I had to finance a car, and it was one thing that I didn't want to do. I didn't want to finance a car because of the interest and the monthly payments, and I'm not really good at keeping up on the monthly payments, as my credit is like really, really bad, like in the 400s bad. And so, my, I had a co-signer. I'm not going to say who, because I was going to say who, but I think I better not. But I did, yeah, actually, she got the car and I'm the co-signer. So, um, so now a new journey is gonna start. And, today was so stressful because I went to work last night. Not last night, but the night before, I guess you can say, because it's actually the 4th now. I went to work on the 2nd, at nighttime, and I had enough gas to get up there and back, and then we had to go get food. I'm on food stamps, and so we had to go get food today. And to tell you, I was watching the cash register, the screen. I was watching the amount go up and up and up and up. And I was like, we're not going to have enough. We're not going to have enough. I'm going to have to be embarrassed and send everything back. And I just kept on saying, we're not going to have enough. And then I think it was $20 under our limit. We have $20 left on our food card, so I was really thankful. And so this morning, or when I because I went to work tonight, and I on my way back, I got 2 bags of ice because we still live in our RV outside my dad's house, and so I went and got 2 bags of ice so that we could have ice for our soda and our water. I've been really working on drinking water, but so I was stressing about gas, and then I was stressing about our food. We got food and water, and I because my husband likes to get our local store is called Safeway. They always have buy 2 get 1 free sodas, 12 packs of sodas. But I told them we can't afford it right now. We're just barely getting our food for the month, and my husband, even though he's a scrawny little guy, he eats a lot. And so, and when he's eating, he goes through, most of our food, like, within the first week. And like the second week, we're kind of struggling, and then we go to the food bank, of course. But I've been, trying to get him to, like, ration his eating, because he'll just scarf and just gorge himself to where he's rolling on the bed just miserable. And so I told him, save some food for later. Today I finally said it. I was like, you need to save some food for later. I said, because later on you're going to be wishing you had something to eat. And so he was like, all right, I'll stop eating. He's like, I have the munchies. And I was like, And if you know, you know, okay? I don't have to say it. So then I told him, I was like, well, drink water or, you know, I don't know, find something that's going to fill your stomach that's not going to cause you to eat so much. Because he also has diabetes and I get worried about his blood sugar. So I'm always watching what he's eating. And so, anyways, back to the food. I always lose track of what I'm talking about. We got the food and then, I was still stressing. When we got back after we were unloading our food, we was unloading our food so that way, you know, and putting it away. And then I started stressing about gas. I was like, oh my gosh, I need gas to get to work tonight. And I had to go well over like 50 miles to work tonight. And so I was like, how am I going to get gas? How am I going to get gas? And I was just like, oh my gosh. And my very, 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 very last resort is asking my dad. And it was to that point because what had happened when I financed this car, I didn't have a single cent to my name. I actually had $100 in my wallet. And I had already given my daughter $50 for gas to get us to the place where we're financing our car. And it was over 2 hours away. So then anyways, I had $50 in my wallet when we walked in there. And they said, we have a voucher for you for this much. And I was like, all right. And so I went over there thinking, okay, maybe we'll be able to get a car. If not, no, well, okay. And so I was sitting there thinking, maybe we will, maybe we won't. Who knows? So we get down to we're sitting there for like 5 hours. That's what I hate about going to dealerships. They make you wait and wait and wait and wait. And I know it's part of their, whatever they do to get you to, be excited about the sale. And I already pretty much in my noggin know what they're trying to, to make you get it, to want that sale, to want to buy that car. And so I'm just sitting there on my phone, watching videos and everything. In my mind, I'm going over all the numbers. I'm like, okay, this is how much I can afford each month. This is what I'm going to have to do. This is how many hours I'm going to have to work. I'm going through all the numbers and I'm like, I don't care if I get a beater as long as I get something that can get me to and from work. And so we sitting there for 5 hours, finally comes over and he's like, well, ma'am, because they already gave me a voucher for the down payment. Well, ma'am, we need some, what did they call it? It was a fancy word to make sure that you really want the sale. You really want you to, put some effort forward or something like that, he said. And then I was just like, they just want money. So I was like, okay. He said, well, we need a $3,000 down payment. And then I was like, I don't have to. How am I going to get $3,000? And they said, well, you got your voucher. We just need $500 more. I was like, oh, well, I don't even have $500. I have gas money in my wallet. That's it. Enough for gas for the next couple days. I don't have $500. And so I thought, well, I guess we're done. I was getting ready to get up and walk out. But they wanted my money. And so they kept me there. Because I was ready to walk out. I was like, okay, fine. You don't want this sale. You don't want the money. Okay, I'm gone. And then he was like, you don't have $100 in your pocket? I said, I don't have $100 in my pocket. I don't have no money in my pocket. And so I was sitting there and he was like, well, I said, well, okay. And so I'm trying to hurry it up because by this time we're there for 5 hours, right? I was like, well, I'll tell you what. I said, if you guys can trust me Or I said, or we could come back in a week and I could have the $500 then. And he was like, well, let me go talk to my boss. And I was like, oh, here we go again, talking to the boss. And I was like, all right. And so he comes back. He goes, well, we'll wait until, I said, well, I have a debit card. I could call you guys on next week and I could give you guys the $500. And he was like, all right, yeah, that'll work. So he starts writing down the numbers and everything. And I'm just sitting there like, come on, let's just get this over with. And he comes back and he was like, do either of you have insurance? And I was like, no. I said, I don't have a car, so I don't have insurance. And then my daughter, she's just got her car, so she's in the works of getting insurance. So she said she did. Oh, excuse me. She didn't have insurance. I gotta get some water. And I have been drinking water. This thing is a lifesaver because I just fill it up with water. And I've got lemon slices in there. That's what's floating around in there. Because plain water just sucks. So anyways, he said, well, you guys need insurance. And I'm like, I don't got a penny to my name. Why are you guys asking me to do all this stuff? I mean, I know why they're asking me. Because it's the law, and I know that. But I think, in my opinion, insurance is a scam. So anyways, I'm like, okay, well, we'll figure it out. And he's like, all right, I'll be right back. And I was like, all right. So I talked to my daughter, and she's like, yeah, okay, Mom, we can get insurance. All right, okay. So we start going through my old company, which they weren't open after 5 o'clock, and it was already after 5, so they weren't open. But I thought, well, maybe I could do it through my app. Well, I do it through my app, and it ends up taking our money and not giving us the insurance. So I was like, now what are we going to do? She goes, Mom, that was my last $200. I was like, why didn't you tell me? Oh my gosh. I was like, okay. All right. Well, we're going to have to figure something else out. And so she's like, well, someone else has money for you, and if we ask her, then we could get insurance. So I got her on the phone and found like a 24-hour insurance person, and then I asked the other person for some money. They gave me the money, and then we ended up getting insurance. They let us finally, after 6 hours of sitting there, finally drive off the lot. I was so exhausted by then. And then my daughter was like, Mom, can we go to the casino? I was like, no, I don't want to go nowhere. I want to go home and sleep. I'm tired. Because if you know about shopping for those of you that have 800 credit score and everything like that, it's probably, you don't have to probably sit there that long. But for those of us that have low credit scores and we have bad payment history and whatnot, it's tiring. Those are the two main reasons why I didn't want to finance a car, because I know I have trouble financing my cars all the way to the end. And I'm hoping by doing this envelope system that it'll start working for me, because the payment that I have is the average payment that everybody has. And I'm like racking my brain and going through my brain and figuring out how I can get this payment down, because holy crap. From let's see, over 10 years ago to now, holy crap. 10 years ago was the last time I financed a car. And it was like $23,000 after interest, after the full payment, and after all the, junk that they do to you so you can pay your car off. And I looked at my contract. It's, holy crap. It's almost a house payment. And I only have a 2017 Honda Civic. And it doesn't have all the bells and whistles. It's pretty low key. I have a key to start my car. It has the fancy dancy radio. I could connect to Bluetooth and all that. It has the rear camera. But it has automatic power windows. It doesn't have a power seats, which I'm kind of sad about, but it doesn't have all the bells. It's like one of the cars you rent from Hertz or one of the rental places. It's pretty standard. This is automatic, but it's the standard car that you would get from a rental place. So it's not fancy. It's mainly just to get me to work. And I'm still thinking about that last payment. And so I see a lot of people on budgeting channels talking about making those extra payments and calling making your monthly payment, but when you have extra pay, sorry, it's very early in the morning. I don't know, like 1:30, 2 o'clock. I just got off work and I just arrived home and I'm sitting in my car because my husband's probably asleep. So, anyways, yeah. So, anyways, I was talking about the payment. I think that's my dog. Anyways, I was talking about the monthly payment. Okay, pay the monthly payment, and then when I have extra money, I call the company and make the extra payment to I can't remember the fancy word for it, to the principal. I pay it to the principal. And I'm hoping that and I did look at my contract and it says they don't charge for early or extra payments. So they don't put anything on the extra payments if you want to make the extra payments. So I'm thankful for that. And so I was just like, so back to the gas. I went all over. I went in the rabbit hole. I'm sorry. Okay, so I went to work and I got back and then I came back, picked my husband up. We went food shopping. I came back. I had 33 miles on in my tank. It has one of those things where it tells me how many miles I have. And so I was like, okay, I got enough to get down to Warm Springs. And I can ask one of my kids for gas money to make it to work. And I know you guys are all thinking, well, how come you don't have money? How come you're not, financing this yourself? Okay. I have been pretty much, since my van broke down. If you look back on my videos, you'll find where my van broke down. When my van broke down, I lost my ability to get to work. I lost my ability to get anywhere. I would start catching rides with my daughter. If I had to flag, I had to catch rides with other flaggers, which is not convenient because sometimes in a flagging job, you're up to a mile away. And so for them to drop me off at my spot, and sometimes you're out in the elements, like you're out in the middle of the woods or something sometimes. And so it's not safe. I have to be able to get in my car if it's unsafe outside. Like if there's a bear out there, I have to be able to get into somewhere where there's some kind of protection. If I'm catching a ride, I have to be on jobs where I'm less than, I don't know, a couple blocks away so that they can get to me. Anyways, so I couldn't flag. So I wasn't making any money. And the job I did, and the side job that I do have, I was only working maybe 2 to 3 days a week. And so I wasn't really, the last paycheck I had was $200. And so I couldn't work. And finally I just decided I need to try and finance a car, because that's the only thing I can think of to get me a ride to get to work. So now I'm thinking about my monthly payment. Okay. So anyways, I asked my daughter for some money. She gave me $30. I was like, thank you. That will get me to work and back. And then after that, I looked down my account to see if I got it on my account. And then I said, it said $300 and something. And I was like, what? Where did I get that? I don't know. I went into my account and looked. And it said that there was a payment that got taken out from one of my old creditors that I have to pay back. And I was like, oh, thank God that came out. Thank God, I had money so it could get taken out. And so I was like, at the same time, I was like, where did this money come from? Here, it was my fringe benefits from when I worked when I was flagging before I lost my car. And I was like, oh, thank God. So this $300, I was thinking about it all night while I was at work. And I was like, what? I mean, 300 isn't going to do very much. But for me, it's saving my life. And so I'm going to pay my daughter back her $30. I'm going to have to write down everything and give it to you guys because in my mind, I have it all there. I guess I could just run it through and then you guys can decide what you guys want to do with it. But, so I got the $500 down payment that I have to pay this next week. Wednesday. I got to pay on Wednesday. I got to pay my daughter $200 and then I pay my other daughter, $200. Those are both the insurance payments. I have a truck that's in the shop that I got to pay $400 for to get out. And then we had another car that broke down in like 50 miles south of us. We put that in the shop. That's $1,200 to get out. And then we have another truck that I bought and it needs $500 worth of work. So I got all of this stuff that I got to go through and I'm kind of stressing out and I'm trying to think. I asked my kids if they wanted me to junk that other car and they said, yeah, go ahead and junk it. And then I thought about it. I was like, do I really want to junk it? Because that would be a backup car for me and my husband if something happened to this one. But there shouldn't be no issues with this one. There better not be any issues with this one. I do know that the AC doesn't work and we got to fix that because I'm not going through this summer with no AC. We do have a warranty on it. I don't know what I got to look at the warranty and see what it entails, but hopefully it entails the AC because I need to get that fixed. I did try to put Freon in it. I don't know how to put Freon in my own car. I'm sorry. I tried to use the little knobby thing and it wouldn't clamp on, so I'm going to see if my husband can do it. If I can't do it and it's a simple job, I don't know, maybe it needs a different connector or something. I'm not sure. But I was going to go into like the auto store and see if I can't get a different connector or if it needs a different connector because it seems like it would just go and snap on. But I was sitting there really trying to, and it wouldn't stick on. So I don't know. But like I said, this car don't have all the bells and whistles. It's just a standard car. It's just a normal car. I don't have the push key start. I don't have the heated seats. I don't have this cup holder in here is not a cup holder. I had a pop, 20-ounce pop in there. And after I got home, pop was all over in my drink holder because it flipped. It's about this high. The cup holder thing is about this high. So it don't really hold anything. It's just decoration. And then I was telling my husband that now you can put your cup in this side panel, but it's really not a cup holder either. So I don't know. It's just a standard car. I don't get me wrong. I'm thankful. I have a ride to, go to work and get around now. But I'm just like, I'm trying to really work on being thankful for it, because it's a ride and I've got my job back. I went to work the night before, and then I worked tonight, and then I got tomorrow. Well, actually, I called my other work and said I'm available if they need me to work, because I'm going to have to wear myself out for a while so I can get this car payment down and actually try and save some money, because I don't think just working normal like I was is going to work. I'm going to have to double time my work now so that I can, and then I'm going to have to start making stuff to sell, because I have other things that I need to do besides the car payment, besides the insurance. The car payment and the insurance together is about $850. I know that doesn't sound bad to you guys, but for me, I'm like, holy crap. I just about had a heart attack when they said my car payment. I was like, no. But I bit the bullet, and now I have a car. I have a way to get around. And so I came back to share that with you guys, and I'm gonna start doing my saving videos again. But I'm not gonna be using cash, because cash is accessible to me. If it's accessible to me, I'm good at the envelope system. I can get it to start working. But once that cash starts hitting like the thousands, and I'm like, ooh, money. And then I find a reason to spend it. So it's going into bank, and then as soon as I hit 1,000 in savings, I'm gonna put it into some kind of high yield savings account so that it can start gaining interest. The credit union I have, hopefully they have like a bank account that I can, because I tried doing the online ones, and it always tells me I'm not eligible or whatever. And so I'm just like, I'm not digitally savvy anyway, so I just don't want to do it. So I'm just gonna use oh, sorry guys, I'll just use a brick and mortar bank and see how I can get that to, because I know there's bank accounts that you can use that are not easily accessible. So yeah, I just thought I'd come and share my thoughts and share my exciting news. I know it should be exciting, but I'm preparing myself for the hard work that I have to do down the road in order to keep this blessing. Today I was kind of miffed because my flagging job wanted me to work last night tonight, and then wanted me to, because I only worked 2.5 hours on this last flagging job, and then I was supposed to get up and work at 7 o'clock in the morning in another town, and so I was gonna quit working there, camp over, and then go 30 miles to my next job. And to tell you lightly, it's worth it. I love flagging, and not just because of the pay. I love the atmosphere. I love my coworkers. I just like everything about it. It is totally worth it. If you are young and able, or even if you are old and able, look into flagging. It is such a great opportunity. Or even labor or working machinery. It is a good opportunity, and it has many, many benefits to it. So yeah, look into it. I am promoting. Maybe I'll have to record myself flagging sometime. I wouldn't record the people because that would be against the whatever, but I'd probably put you guys on my pole, and then I could just flip you guys around while I'm flagging and talk to you guys while I'm on the road. But yeah, I just thought I'd come and share with you everything that I'm going through, And I better drink some water, and I better get the ice in the cooler before it melts. But yeah, I need to go find my prop bills so I can start doing the the savings videos so I could start putting stuff in there. I got to figure out where I'm going to put, because I did put, when I found out I had that benefit in my account, I went and withdrew it and put it in my savings account. So my money is put in this savings account, and I got to put the card away so I don't touch it when I'm, like, if I'm out and about in town and, like, say I run out of gas. Well, I got to use the money that's already in my wallet. I'm not allowed to touch that money that's in my savings account. So now I got to start budgeting and stuff like that. So you're going to start seeing more videos, and hopefully I can find a spot where I can do it where you guys are seeing me. The trailer's a little bit too small, and my dad's house is really small, and right now we have a lot of people staying in his house, so I can't really use his apartment or his house. So I'm gonna have to find a spot where I can sit down and do my little videos. So I'm gonna go find my prop bills, and then I'm gonna work on some videos. I think I need to do a tracking video, a budgeting video, and I need to do a cash stuffing video. Or prop stuffing video. I don't want to say cash stuffing because it's not cash, it's props. A prop bill video. And they're not really fancy. They're just paper that I cut out and laminated and put money signs on. So, sorry. I do have some that I want to print out, but they're bigger bills. They're like 50, hundreds, and thousands, and 5,000s. And I'm not that far yet, so I won't be using those ones yet. But, yeah. I think this is about the 100th time I said that I was going to close, so I better close here. All right. Good night, guys. Thank you for watching.